Hi everyone, welcome back to lesson 6.5. We are going to spend this video going through questions 4 through 6 on activity 1, complete the process. So in question 4, right, we're being asked what should Elena do next? So this is directly from step 3 in the question. I've just copied down the equation here below. So we want to think about how we can rewrite this equation, right, into the standard form of the circle, which we'll talk about as to why it is helpful for us in just a moment. But you'll recognize here, right, we've got two sets of perfect square trinomials. And in the warm-up, we had talked about, what number can we add to make these perfect square trinomials. Now we're going to factor these perfect square trinomials so that they're written as the perfect square binomials. All right, so let's look at the first one over here. We've got x squared minus 6x plus 9. So I'm going to be using the box method again, just to give you all a visual. So in this one, right, put 9 on the top and then negative 6 on the bottom. We need to come up with two numbers that multiply to 9 and add up to negative 6. So I know that 3 times 3 is positive 9, right? But if I add these two numbers, they also need to give me negative 6. So I'm actually going to make both of them negative here. So then we can write x minus 3 times x minus 3. And since we're multiplying x minus 3 by itself, we can just write this as x minus 3 squared. Okay. For the second part of this, right, we've got y squared minus 20y plus 10. So we want to think about two numbers that multiply to 100 combined to get to negative 20. So I know that 10 times 10 is 100, but I need those two numbers to combine to get negative 20. So it's going to be negative 10 in here. Okay, so our final equation we've written is x minus 3 squared plus x minus 10, the whole squared, is equal to 4. So we've just written our equation from our general form into our standard form. Let's go to number 5 now. So in number 4, we had written down our standard form equation. So I have that up here. And if you recall, right, the standard form is our x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. And our center, right, our center from here, so center is at h comma k. Remember that h and k give us the x and y coordinates of our center. And then our radius is just r. So whatever this value is, the r squared, the radius is just r. So when we look at our equation, we've got x minus 3 the whole squared plus y minus 10 the whole squared equals 4. We know that our h is going to be 3 and our k is going to be 10. So I'm going to write this down here. So our h is 3 and our k value is 10. We've got 4 on the right side of the equation. So just think to yourself, right, if r squared is equal to 4, so if r squared is equal to 4, some number squared has to equal 4. Right? We know then that r will be equal to 2. So you can do this kind of intuitively. You could also take the square root of both sides. Right? The radical, the exponent cancel out, and then r will be equal to square root of 2. So radius is equal to 2. So now we have used our standard form to find the coordinates of our center as well as the radius. So now question 6 is asking us to draw a graph of this circle. So all we really do here is plot the points of our center and then use the radius to kind of draw the other points of the circle. So let's go to 3, 10. That is 3 on my x-axis and then going up 10 to my y-axis, so that'll take me right about here. So that's our center. I know my radius is 2, right? So that means that in every direction, whether I'm going top, bottom, left, right, I need to count 2 to create my circle. So I'm going to go up top here. I know 10 plus 2 is 12, so that'll take me to this point. I'm going to count 2 to the right from here, so 3, 4, 5. That'll take me roughly here. And my graph is not completely drawn to scale, so the circle might look a little bit off. But as long as you have the center and then the radius, that should be fine. So I've just counted 2 away from the center in each direction. Now you can start to just connect these points. All right, so we've got our center of 3, 10, and then every point here is 2 units away from the center, and we've now just drawn a graph of this circle. And I apologize again, it kind of looks like an oval, but as long as we've got our center and then our radius, we should be good.